Hey, how you doing today? My name is Relyea, and thank you so much for stopping by. And today I wanted to speculate about Hollow Knight Silksong because it's about time. You know, once we got into winter of 2024, it just felt dead. We weren't going to be getting any Silksong news for a very, very long time. We had some snafus over the last couple of months, but now we're starting to get towards the end of Q1. That's quarter one of 2025. And there is some gaming news brewing. It's bubbling up, and slowly but surely we can feel that something is coming. There's something on the horizon, and we're getting close to what I call the windows or the marketing beats, as Leth from Team Cherry likes to describe it. There are certain times of year that are the perfect times to release a game, especially an indie game. There's another Hollow Knight content creator, Stizzle, who did a very in-depth video a while ago talking about Metroidvania games and their release dates and how that ultimately affect the game and how it performs overall, as far as like getting sales on Steam. Long story short, with that video, he found that games that are released on the first half of the year end up performing way better than games that are released on the second half of the year. That said, that is something that Leth from Team Cherry also has said, that in an ideal world, Leth likes to release games earlier in the year as opposed to later in the year. That's my understanding of kind of his marketing beats. Is that for sure going to be the same for Hollow Knight Silksong? Who knows? Because at this point, Hollow Knight Silksong has gotten so big that it could release at any time of year, and it is going to be able to keep up with the biggest games out there. It doesn't matter if there's a new Zelda game that gets released. It doesn't matter if whatever. It literally does not matter what other game comes out. I think that Hollow Knight Silksong could compete in its own right, and that it's got a big enough audience. Although I will say, I can feel the community slowly starting to wane and just get tired. I mean, I can feel it. It's like the community got angry for a little while, about a month or two ago. And now everyone's just kind of like, just feels defeated. That's the only thing that I can think of. But that said, let's get to the dates. I think that with Nintendo coming out with their April Direct and showing off the Nintendo Switch 2, there is a good chance, there's at least some chance, that we get even just a glimpse, just a little kiss, a little reflection of Hollow Knight Silksong. It could be the smallest little thing ever, but I think that console kickoff is going to be a spectacle, and it is going to be really big. And so that is coming up on April 2nd. That is the very first marketing beat to pay attention to. There are some people who are kind of bundling that together, saying as early as May 15th we could see the Nintendo Switch. There are some people who are tracking Nintendo and consoles and all this kind of stuff. They believe that there are as many as 300,000 Nintendo Switches already in warehouses around the United States ready for shipment, and that's as early as January of this year, so that number is likely inflated. It's even more than that now. That's really exciting. I do kind of have a feeling that the Nintendo Switch 2 will release earlier in the year rather than later. And this is based on listening to some stuff from Spawnwave, so shout out to Spawnwave, especially if you watch him, you'll have a better idea of what I'm talking about. That they'll probably release in that May 15th-ish time frame, and then that'll give them a chance to sell out of their stock, be really in demand and popular, people wanting it, and then have a chance to resupply just in time for the holiday season push. So I have a feeling that's probably how things are going to shake out. And I think that we could see Hollow Knight Silksong release kind of in tandem. I don't think that Nintendo is going to put like Hollow Knight Silksong on a pedestal and be like, this is our launch game or anything like that. Or on top of that, I don't think that Hollow Knight Silksong has delayed development for the Nintendo Switch 2. That said, why would you not, like, if you knew that the Nintendo Switch 2 was coming out at a certain date and you could delay it a little bit, you had some wiggle room, why not? Like, I think that there's a chance. I think that there's a slight chance that we see Hollow Knight Silksong. I mean, for sure it's going to come out on the Nintendo Switch 2, right? Like, it's going to be on there. Will it be a release title? That's the part that I'm not sure about. So, April 2nd, maybe we see something. As late as May 15th, Release, maybe that's something. Then coming up in June is the Summer Game Fest. That is essentially our modern day E3, because E3 is gone. It's not even a thing anymore. If you didn't know what E3 was, E3 stood for the Electronic Entertainment Expo. So it was a giant expo, a giant showcase, and you had everything from Nintendo, Sony, Xbox, Sega Dreamcast was there way back in the day, a throwback. They would all show off all of the games that were coming out, usually within the next year. And as of lately, and especially towards the end of E3, they had a bunch of, I wouldn't say a bunch of vaporware, but like Sea of Thieves was shown off on E3 like 3-ish years before the game ever actually released. Like there's like a bunch of games that are like that, where they get announced or shown off like way too early. And it's just like, yeah, that's really cool. And then they show it off like with maybe just a little bit more in the second year. And then by the third year, you're like, oh, okay, this is exciting. But even with like Sea of Thieves, like it really like flopped at launch. There just wasn't enough stuff to do. I've heard it's gotten better over time. I digress. I think that Summer Game Fest, they have gotten better, especially Xbox, PlayStation. I guess all the major players are showing more games that are coming out within the current year. At least that's kind of what it's felt like over the last year or so. Is there a chance that Hollow Knight Silksong has some sort of announcement in June? I really think so. If we don't get anything in April, if we don't get anything in May, June is probably my biggest hope for getting some Hollow Knight Silksong news. And if we don't get anything in one of those 3 months, in those kind of time periods or marketing beats, I would just go to sleep, even trying to hope for Silksong for several months. I think that there's no point in even like trying to pay attention to news or hoping for something, not until maybe the December Game Awards. Other than that, there's really nothing else to be holding out your hope for. So one of the things that made me interested in talking about these marketing beats to begin with is that ID at Xbox developers of all sizes are finding more success with Xbox. And so I'm recording this on March 18th when this news dropped. It'll probably be a couple of days before this actually gets released. But in here, it says our mission has been to empower teams and so on and so forth. And then later on down here, it says our lineup is incredible with upcoming games like Claire Obscure, Expedition 33, Descendants Next, and FBC Firebreak to play across the whole Xbox universe. And of course, Hollow Knight Silksong 2. It's just like, why are you throwing this in there? And I'm not gonna lie, I did watch a video by Primicon where he called it out and he looked up the release date of these different games. Really exciting, because most of these games are releasing in, 2 of them are releasing in April, and at least one more of them is releasing in 2025. So Hollow Knight Silksong, are you trying to allude that something's actually happening soon? Are they trying to build up a little bit of hype? I mean, Xbox can't be trusted at this point. Xbox has let us down in the past. They have poked fun at the community, probably just a little bit too much. And I've been a little bit upset about it. But, could this mean something? I don't know. Probably not. How many times have we thought that something meant something and it didn't mean anything? Far too many times. Fool me 30 times, shame on you. Fool me 31 times, shame on me. You're not going to get me again. You're not going to get my hopes that easily. That's why we keep things to... Don't be excited all the time. That you can't run at copium levels maxed out at 100% all the time. It's just not good for you. But you also can't be pessimistic all the time either. The game's going to release eventually. Eventually, Silksong is going to be released. And I think that these are the time of year that you should put your ear to the ground, kind of get back into the community a little bit and see what's going on. So hopefully I'm right. Eventually, even a broken clock is right twice a day, you know? It's crazy to think about how long Hollow Knight Silksong has been in development. Like, I was on a deployment the first time it was originally announced, and then I came home. I eventually had a second deployment. Did I do a third? I went on like 2 or 3 deployments with the military in the time that this game has been in development, which is like absolutely mind-blowing. I'm just very, very excited for Hollow Knight Silksong to come out. And I know that if you're here, you are too. So in the spirit of Hollow Knight Silksong, let me know down in the comments. I would like to know, what ability are you most interested in seeing in Hollow Knight Silksong? Like, even if it's like never been done before, or if it's something that has been done in a different Metroidvania game, like what would you like to see? Would you like to see Hornet like using her nail like a whip, like being able to like swing from things? Like, do you want to like I don't know. Do you want to see Hornet swimming? Do you want to see her like, she's probably not going to have the wings like the little knight. Like, how does she get up high? Is she going to have a double jump somehow, some way? Let me know what you think. I would love to see how you get creative with some different abilities. So let me know down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching to the end. Thank you to my members for supporting the channel, and I appreciate you being here. My name is Relyea, and if you're interested in some other Hollow Knight Silksong speculation videos, go check out this one right here, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.